Welcome participants, and I am Professor Rishipal from Shri Vishwakarma Skill University, Gurugram, Haryana. And in the last session, we were talking about the definition, concept, and yes, about various kind of challenges we were talking in the last session. And today, we will take up the new topic, and the new topic is related to the contemporary trends and what challenges organizational behavior managers are facing nowadays. So, first we will talk about the contemporary trends in organizational business. And if we start with this topic, before that let us try to understand the present scenario in the business. The business has become very complex as a result of advancement, change, and changes, moreover the proactive change. Now, we are not waiting the researchers to bring the change, rather we have started having research and development departments in our organizations, and continuously these departments are busy in bringing the changes in the organization. And as a result of these research creations, advancement and change, nowadays the organizations are having different kind of trends and challenges. So, there are various factors which affect the trends or which are resultant for creating the new trends in the organizational behavior. So, before going to the challenges and trends, let us try to understand what are different factors which can be responsible for change and which are responsible for bringing trends in the organizational behavior. The very first is the technological advancement and change. Let us scroll back in the past, go in the deep past and examine what was status of technology. And during the era of 1950s, 60s, hardly there was any invention or research in 5 to 7 years, but gradually the pace of research and innovation increased, and the pace of advancement and change started going on a faster speed. And if we compare the past with the present, in the present day the technology is changing daily, and if technology is changing daily, then there is need to rework on the human resource. Let us take example of television manufacturing technology. About 10 to 15 years before, or we can say about 20 years before, we have been using the tube type of television, but the invention of LCD and then LED, nowadays we are using the digital technology of LED. So, within a time interval of 15 to 20 years, there is remarkable change in manufacturing of TV sets, and as a result of that, the skills to use those technologies have also changed. And whenever there is change in the skills, yes, of course, it will affect the behavior of people. Behavior of people means, when we have been manufacturing the tube TV at that time, the processes were different, but as a result of invention, as a result of introduction of new technology, now we are using it totally different. So, this difference need to be adjusted with the skill also, and skill is a behavioral part. So, technological advancement and change is one of the factor for dynamism in the organizational behavior. The second factor is competition. Now, the world has become a global village, and in this global village, whether the business or organization or company is a regional company, is a state level company, is a national level company or multinational company, all these firms and organizations or business companies have to face the competition of global level. If a local manufacturer is manufacturing any product, that product has to face the competition of the products being manufactured by the international or multinational companies. So, competition is also one of the reason for dynamism in the organizational behavior, and it is affecting the organizational behavior. The next factor for the change and or factor for dynamism in the organizational behavior is globalization. As already I told you that the world has become a global village, and as a result of that, now it is not only the manufacturing, the human resource is also moving from one geographical place to other, and it is because the firms have become multinational, and manufacturing is at multinational level. Today, one employee might be working in India, but after some time that person may shift to other countries like America, Europe or other developing countries. And what does it mean? If an employee is shifting from one geographical place to other, the certain social and cultural aspects also changes, and there is a great impact of those social and cultural impacts on the working of the employees and personnel. The next factor is team working. Nowadays, it is not possible to work without a team. Team has become mandatory part of organizational working. Without team, production or any kind of organizational function cannot be accomplished. And when we are working in the team, our interests are different, and because of difference in the interests, the equations of relationship will act accordingly, and these equations of relationships will create a dynamism, and that dynamism will affect the behavior of people. So, the team working is also one of the factor for dynamism in the organizational behavior. The next component in this is the interpersonal conflicts. As I told you that each and every individual is unique and different, and being unique and different, each and every individual is having a different set of situations to live in the life, and as a result of these different situations, the interests are different, and when interests are different, then each and everyone will try to attain their own interest, and as a result of that, there might emerge the conflict at individual level, at group level, and even at organizational level. So, as a result of very vast companies, as a result of working of diverse kind of people in an organization, the frequency or intensity of interpersonal conflicts has increased. So, this is also one of the reason for dynamism in the organizational behavior. The next component which is responsible, or the next factor which is responsible for dynamism and change in the organizational behavior is micro level work divisions. Micro level work division means, let us take example of a hospital. The job of a hospital is to treat the patients, and if we go deep into the past, in a hospital you will find hardly 4 or 5 doctors, and all those doctors would be treating the patients of all different type of diseases. And now, let us compare this situation of past with the present. You go to the hospitals have become multi super specialty hospitals. Multi means now it is not possible for 4 or 5 doctors to treat all the diseases. Now, even for a single disease, you take example of cancer. Cancer has multiple super specialist experts for the treatment, and as a result of that, the dynamism, the change in working of organizational behavior, and it is not only in the medical sciences. We can take example of production organizations or the business which are involved in the production. In production, now every company is manufacturing variety of products, and because of that there is need of experts, specialized experts. Let us take example of automobile industry. In the automobile industry, whatever type of cars are being manufactured, the customer is interested for the customized cars, and customization of cars or automobiles means a unique features. Every automobile, every car should have unique features, and because of these unique features there would be need of multiple type of super specialty experts for manufacturing. So, this is also one of the major reason for the dynamism and change in the organizational behavior. The next factor which is greatly affecting the organizational behavior is mass production and mass consumption. Yes, everyone in this world, there are approximately 7.3 billion people on this earth, and everyone is interested to have all kind of facilities, all kind of luxury items, all type of day to day life requirements, and as a result of that there is need to manufacture at mass level and to address the mass consumption. So, this is also one of the factor. Mass production means there will be requirement of mobilization of resources from one place to other, and there will be need to supply the products for consumption at various geographical places, and as a result of that there is serious dynamism and change in the organizational behavior. The next factor which can affect the dynamism or change in the organizational behavior or in the industry are increasing demand for customized products and services. As we were discussing that nowadays, yes, everyone need a gadget, an equipment, a tool, a utility or a machine or equipment as per his or her need. If I am going to purchase a car, my car should meet my need. If I am going to purchase a laptop, my laptop should have all those configurations which are useful for me. If I am going to purchase a mobile phone, then my mobile phone should have all those technologies, apps and facilities inbuilt in that which can serve my purpose. So, because everyone need a different and unique. So, it is a kind of tailor made customized items. We do not believe in the traditional kind of universal kind of machines, tools and equipment for our use, and this is one of the major reason for creation of dynamism and change in the organizational behavior or in the working of the organizations. And another major factor for bringing change in the organizational behavior or in the working of organization is diversity of workforce. As we were talking about that present day industries are included with the super specialized experts, and not only super specialized, various kind of work divisions are there, and as a result of micro level work division we need different type of people. We can take example of the very basic function of housekeeping of any organization. For maintaining the house of the organization, nowadays it is not possible with the traditional kind of working. Technology has intervened everywhere, and even at the grassroots level there is need of specialized and expert people, and this process goes on from the grassroots level to the top level. So, the variety of diversity of people are working, and this diversity is not related to the technology only. It is not with respect to the organizational functions only. It is not with respect to what kind of resources are being used by the organization. It is with respect to the demography, geography and social and cultural factors also. people working among organizations have different demographical factors, and they are from different social, cultural, religious, political backgrounds, and all they are working together. And because they are from different and unique approaches and backgrounds, so resultantly they will have different kind of interests again, and as a result of that there will be dynamism and change in the working of organizations. And next, some other factors are greater concern for quality and concern for productivity and work stress are also some of the factors which are responsible for change in the organizations. And how the change can be addressed, there are certain trends emerging and appearing in the functioning of management and organizations. And what are different approaches? If we look backward and see from the times of scientific management, then human relational approach, and then human behavior approach, then quantitative approach, and then contingency approach. After that, in the modern times, now the system approach, the contingency approach, and human orientation, and distribution of power, and self discipline, and intrinsic motivation are some of the new trends which are affecting the working of organizational behavior, or in aggregate the working of organization as a whole. So, the very first approach which is having impact on the organizational behavior, on the behavior of individual, group, and organization is the system approach. And what is system approach? System is combination of certain sub organs, and when all these sub organs are performing to accomplish a specific task or job or assignment of the organization, it will become system. The best example of system is our human body. Our human body is a comprehensive system of various 10 other subsystems, and some of the subsystem of body are the digestive system, the respiratory system, the nervous system, the muscular system, the skeleton system, and likewise this body is consist of 10 different type of systems, and all these systems or all these subsystems are consist of various organs. Now, let us take example of respiratory system. In the respiratory system, the nasal cavity, then the bronchi, and then the lungs, and these are the major part, major organs, and all these organs are working together to provide the oxygen to the body, and this is respiratory system. Now, let us replicate this system on the industry. If we check any production industry, then there are various subsystems in the production industry. The very first subsystem is the financial management, which is one of the system of an organization. Next one is the production system. Next one is the human resource management system. Next one is the marketing system. Similarly, there are number of major systems working in the organization, and then these systems are further consisted of smaller organs, smaller units, which are performing specific tasks of a particular major task, and as a result of that all these systems are working together. So, this system approach has contributed as a new trend. If we will understand all the system, and these systems starts from the working of individual at a specific workplace to the working of very small teams in a particular department or organ of the organization, and then working of a comprehensive department in the organization, and the working of organization as a whole, and in that. So, this is example of system, and in organizational behavior there is need to understand the working of various systems and their impact on the human behavior, as well as the impact of human behavior being individual, group and organization as a whole on the functioning of the subsystems and organizational system as a whole. So, this is next one is the contingency approach. In the contingency approach, we try to understand that yes, the same organization might be having number of manufacturing plants, and among these multiple manufacturing plants of different geographical sites are part of an organization, and because there will be the social, the cultural, the political, the geographical and demographical change and also the situational change, all these plants would be working in a different way. What we mean to say that every sub part of organization has a different set of situations. Even the same level, same expertise managers would be having different situations, and as a result of different situations there will be need to manage these situations in a different way, and these situations can be managed in a different way by utilizing different kind of contingencies. So, there is need to understand the contingency approach, and this contingency approach will certainly have impact on the behavior of people, as well as these people behavior will have impact on the situations. Every individual is different and unique. So, everyone will have a different way to handle the situation, even the situation may be same. So, everyone will have a different approach, and this is one of the basic reason because of which we must understand the contingency, and contingency involves not only the situation, contingency also involves what kind of resources are available, and for every situation there might be one best way to handle that situation, and every situation or every managerial function will need certain kind of resources, and these things will change with the change in the situation, with the change and the contingency available. So, these are some of the variables related to the contingency. So, for managing the situation, mobilizing the resources as well availability of the contingency, there will be need of different competencies, abilities, creativities, attitude and skills. Competency is not only the skill part, it is ability part related to the creativity, attitude and skill also. And when we are talking about attitude, means what kind of attitude we have towards learning, what kind of attitude we have towards functioning of the organization, what kind of attitude we have towards learning, and all these things will have impact on the organizational working. So, these are also part of the contingency. Next major trend which is existing in the organizational working, and it is mandatory for the managers involved in the organizational behavior management, that how power has been distributed. Before we explain the distribution of power, reason being the organizations are becoming larger and larger, and the source of power is the top level administration, governance and management. From there the power originates, and then it is delegated to various level of management for effective functioning, decision taking, resources mobilization of the organization. So, how power has been distributed in the organization, this is also one of the trend of success for the organization. So, power is the authority delegated, and authority is ability by utilizing which the behavior of people can be modified, changed as per need of working of the organization to its to attain its organizational goals. So, basically power is the instrument which authorizes a person to pass the command, instruction and guidelines to effectively run the organization. So, if power in the organization is not delegated, distributed properly, then the functioning will get affected. So, in the present scenario, the distribution of power is also one of the trend in. Next factor is self discipline. There is one saying that those who are disciplined, they do not need any kind of governance. So, discipline is also one of the factor or one of the trend. Nowadays organizations and the people working among them at individual level, at group level, at organizational level, there is need to observe the discipline, and observance of discipline means directly related to the behavior. It means observing that kind of behavior which is supportive to the attainment of organizational goal and which is supportive to the creation of the environment of cooperation, coordination and synchronization, so that organizational functions can be accomplished appropriately. The next trending factor is intrinsic motivation. Basically, motivation is a factor which pushes an individual from the domain of desire of not working to the domain of desire of working, that is motivation. Now, motivation can be of two types, extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. As extrinsic motivation pushes an employee towards attainment of its goal by providing certain external rewards in the form of salary, in the form of fringe benefits, in the form of social security, in the form of bonus, it may be anything. But another type of motivation is intrinsic motivation, and this intrinsic motivation is the motivation which is originating from within the individual. One individual himself or herself is motivated to do the work, and that person is not much worried about the extrinsic motivators. So, this is also one of the trend nowadays, and with this it is conclusion of this fourth session, and I expect that you might have enjoyed and learned through this session. And here we are concluding. In the next session we will talk about various challenges being faced by the organizations and specifically by the organizational behavior. So, thank you very much.